Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Transfer News Update with myself, Regan, and as ever, my co-presenter, Brad. And wow, what a crazy few hours we've had here in the world of football.
Something happened. Because
Yeah,
it's quite quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only Lionel Messi leaving Barcelona. That's it. Just the end of an era.
Yes. So Barcelona put out a statement at 7 o'clock or 6:30 saying Lionel Messi will not be staying with FC Barcelona despite the club and Messi having reached an agreement and the clear intention of both parties to sign a new contract today. This cannot happen because of Spanish La Liga regulations on player registrations. As a result of this situation, Messi shall not be staying on at FC Barcelona. Both parties deeply regret that the wishes of the player and the club will not ultimately be fulfilled. FC Barcelona wholeheartedly expresses its gratitude to the player for his contribution to the aggrandizement of the club and wish him all the very best for the future in his personal and professional life.
Because I don't think that last part is enough. It's Lionel goddamn Messi. This man has made your club the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, get the man a statue.
Rename the stadium after him. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy what has happened at Barcelona. I mean, we said it's been going on for the past 12 months, like their financial fuck up from previous president, and now it's just being put into case in point that Messi, the greatest player to have played for Barcelona and if not football ever, and he's no longer a Barcelona player as things stand.
Yeah, that's going to be strange getting used to it. I'm just getting over my own personal loss of an amazing football player close to my dear heart. But
yes,
this is because clubs have to move on. You can never, nothing stays forever in football, as we learn all the time.
Yes, 100%.
You have to plan for those days when they come.
Yeah.
They have not done that.
God, no, they haven't done that at all. I mean, it's just been poorly run since. I can't even think, because just like the signings Barcelona have made in the past 7-8 years have been poor, and you don't really think of it as being the rebuild of like possible life after the likes of Messi, PK, Busquets, Xavi. The just signings haven't done that, and
could we say that they peaked in 2015 when they won the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean that squad was possibly the greatest squad they've had in about 20 years or so, because they had some quality squads in the 1990s. Obviously the likes of Messi, Suarez, Neymar, Xavi, Iniesta, Dani Alves, PK, Puyol was still there, Jordi Alba. Like, it was an incredible squad. And then since that, the way they let Neymar go, that whole situation, it just dragged on for ages. Then there was obviously letting Luis Suarez go last summer for practically peanuts. It's just, they've just been really poorly run, and now it's came to light even more with this Messi situation over the last half a year.
Yeah, and we know to the blame. The main blame with that is the extortionate wages that have been going around to literally bench players.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, Frankie de Jong, one of them, who's on, what was he, 350 grand a week? I mean, not saying he's a bench player, he's an exceptional talent.
He's literally the best player at the club now.
Yeah, but the fact that he was on such crazy wages his first season at the club was just absolutely ridiculous. And Joseph Bartomeu just handled everything really badly over the last 18, 20 to 24 months. And now the fact that they can't sign Messi back because of all their financial problems. I mean, they're reportedly in £1 billion worth of debt, hence why they were one of the teams that are still a part of this European Super League, and that was the reason they wanted this European Super League to go ahead, is so that they could pay Messi.
But basically survive.
Well, yeah.
But the weird thing is, where fans are going to put their blame on, because there's certain names that obviously came out in all that contract stuff. It's the likes of Griezmann and TC. Like, they're going to get slaughtered.
Pjanic as well.
Yeah, I dread their reactions.
Yeah. I mean, despite this official statement from Barcelona, I'm still expecting to see Messi in a Barcelona shirt at some point this season.
There was something weird about how they put like La Liga regulations, which we all know is the reason why it's happened. They're obviously putting the blame on La Liga.
Yeah, trying to say, actually, lads, it's not our fault. It's the La Liga impositions that they put in when COVID hit last year. That they basically, it was one of them things where you had to sell a player before you could buy a player, and certain amount of wages that you were allowed to spend on players. And obviously, Barcelona had gone over that. But yeah, I think if they don't, and I think the league will want to help them because they know Messi brings the viewership numbers to La Liga and has done his whole career. And without him there, no one's going to watch Spanish football.
Yeah. Well, they're a bit harsh on the Liga. So, well, it won't get the same. I know, but it won't get the same viewership, but it's still a decent league.
Yeah.
This will be the first season without Messi and Ronaldo. This is, uncharted territory for them.
First time in 21, 22 years that neither Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo will be starting the season in La Liga is mind-blowing.
Yeah, weird thought. But again, it's a bad week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that club president Jean Porter will make a statement on Friday morning regarding the whole Messi situation, and I expect over the next coming days and weeks, whilst we lead up towards the end of the transfer, there'll be more Messi stories come out about staying with Barcelona. But if he doesn't, because at this minute he isn't a Barcelona player, where do you see him going?
Oh, you have to roll out PSG now. Surely it's PSG.
I mean, yeah, but
realistically now, not even just in terms of money, but in terms of FFP and other moves made in this window, which we will obviously get to, PSG is surely the only option. If we're going for money-wise, which is what may be a big point for Messi.
Yeah. Oh, 100%
and
agree.
Are we forgetting the photo that did the rounds a couple of days ago?
Yes, when he was seen in Ibiza with Angel Di Maria and all his former teammates.
How did you forget Neymar? Neymar was literally stood right next to him.
Yeah, I know. I hadn't forgotten. I was just about to get onto Neymar as well.
How does Neymar come after Di Maria?
Because they're both Argentinian, Messi and Di Maria.
Neymar was literally stood next to him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand you. Money-wise, you'd say PSG win because obviously they can exploit FFP, because how they do it with their stuff is they can increase their taxes and stuff over in Qatar, and then that's how they're able to benefit financially, PSG. And then obviously
you could also say new old boys if we wanted the romantic return to where it all started from.
Yeah, but I just don't think I think that would be like he'd sign a 1-year deal and then retire from football if it was new or old boys. But I think he's still got a good few years in him left.
Oh yeah, like this man could still walk into any team and be unreal.
Yeah.
And this is because because I think the talks have been happening with another club since June, maybe June. If you get my drift, he's been getting a bit cozy with a certain goalkeeper in the national team.
No,
Agent
I
Emi
don't know who that.
Martinez is on the wheel again, and he has probably convinced Lionel Messi to sign. We've got 100 million to blow.
I mean, you do have 100 million to blow, but I doubt that's going to be spent on Messi. Right, let's move on to
I'm sorry,
that
because
100 million.
we know where Lionel Messi's really going. He's going to work under his favourite coach in the world right now.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, it's Phil Neville into Miami.
Oh, for fuck's sake, shut up. Yeah, so Aston Villa, as we just briefly mentioned, have 100 million to spend. And that is obviously because they have sold Jack Grealish to Manchester City. The English midfielder has signed a 6-year deal with the Citizens and is inheriting their number 10 shirt. Obviously, you're the Villa fan. What are your thoughts on the situation that has occurred?
Fuck him. What a snake. No, obviously not. The guy is basically the greatest player that I've ever seen play for my club in my lifetime.
Mm.
I've not adored a player like him ever. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It stings. I'm over it now. I feel like it was done days ago.
Yeah.
Like I accepted it. And you see the business we've already done. I'm already a bit like, okay, good luck to you. We'll move on without you.
Yeah.
You obviously don't believe enough.
Yeah, I mean, for me, looking at this as a neutral, because I don't support either team, he's done everything he can for you. I mean, he stayed with you in the 2 seasons, was it, that you were down in the Championship?
3.
3. He helped you get to the playoff final. He brought you back up. He's the mainstay in your team, the 2019-2020 season, and then even last season, he was extremely crucial. I mean, obviously, all of it wasn't on him, but we saw when he was injured how
low key was. Low key was.
Yeah,
It's not how we sound off, but
yeah, when he got injured last season, he just dipped off. So I think he's earned his move.
Yeah. Like any sensible fan would say he's earned the move. He's been with us through the bad times and the great times, which we should completely tarnish him now and say, oh, he's just another guy. He is a cult hero. He's not a legend. But that argument needs to stop from the media. Like, the guy's not a legend. He could have been a legend, but he made his choice.
For me, I know football shouldn't be about this, but everyone talks about football nowadays, and they in terms of trophies, to be classed as a legend. And there's very few players that can be classed as a club legend that haven't won trophies. But you got to say, in that sense, Grealish isn't a legend, but he's been he's been the best player over the last 5-6 years at their club.
Yeah, the most crucial, I would definitely say as well.
Yeah, and it's obviously going to be sad to see him leave, but like you said, the business Villa have done this summer. I'm actually still really excited by this team.
It's
signings that they've made.
Like, you don't understand. I'm actually even more excited now with him gone, seeing what we've done, than what I probably would have been if he was still here. And because if he's still there, we don't sign probably 2 of those signings.
Yeah. Speaking of the signings that Villa have made, they confirmed the signing of Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen. which I think is an excellent coup for Dean Smith's side, and I think he's going to bring a lot to this Aston Villa team.
The man is just going to inshallah his way through the Premier League season. I can't wait.
Yeah, and the other signing that has been confirmed, Danny Ings.
Can you say that again? It's still processing because just.
I mean, Danny Ings at Aston Villa. Where the fuck did that one come from?
Literally, we are the greatest with transfers. Like, this happened last year with someone as well. I can't remember which it is, but there's just one transfer that we just seem to skip through without anyone having anything on it.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I saw Ings' interview as well. Apparently his family didn't even know. The man didn't even tell his family.
How the what the fuck did they think he was?
What would they say? He probably out of the family. Like, I'm very certain that his wife and kids would have known. Yeah, so, sorry, kids, we're going to be moved to Birmingham. Come on. What?
Wait, what?
Just getting ready for a day out. And I was like, yeah, we're going to Birmingham. We're not going to the park.
Yeah, we're just going to Legoland in Birmingham, guys.
Oh, you thought we were going Chessington? No, we're going Dryer Manor. It's on the way.
I love how we're slacking off Birmingham like it's the worst place ever.
This wasn't slacking it off. We love our city.
I mean, it sounded like we were slacking it off a bit. But yeah, Danny Ings signing for Villa came out of nowhere, and I think it's going to be a really good signing, especially with the options it now allows Dean Smith to do. He can play Ollie Watkins out wide or put him as a 2 with Danny Ings, which I think would be a very interesting combination to see them two up front together.
We could very possibly be the most adaptable team in the league by the end of this transfer window.
And unpredictable. Yeah.
Yeah, which
obviously
was very much known for when he was at Brentford.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously been talk linking you with James Ward-Prowse as well over the last few weeks. Todd Cantwell, more recently, of Norwich City's been linked. It's one of them
genuinely,
where...
With all these years, I'm amazed that Southampton and Norwich fans just are keeping sane.
Yeah.
Like, we could potentially be ripping their clubs to shreds.
Like, this is one of the moments where I'm excited to watch Villa play for like the first time since like the early 2000s when
this is the first time you've ever been excited to watch Villa in your lifetime.
Oh no, because that early 2000s Aston Villa squad when they were challenging for the then Intertoto Cup.
I think you mean the... Whoa, hang on. What are you trying to bring up? The Darius Vassals and the Ian Taylors in this world?
No, not that fucking earlier. Mid-2000s then.
The late 2000s.
With the likes of
the Martin O'Neill days. You're on about the Martin O'Neill days.
Yeah. I thought he was
Early
there from about 2000.
God's sake.
Was he not there from about... I thought he was there from about 06 onwards.
Just 06 to 2010. It's not the early 2000s though, is it?
I mean, we're only in 2021, so it still technically was the early 2000s.
You weird bastard.
But yeah, I think it could be a really good summer and season ahead for Aston Villa. And it's going to be very interesting to see what business they can do with this Jack Grealish money. Before we leave, there's obviously one other big player whose future is still undecided, and that is Harry Kane of Tottenham Hotspur. There was talks earlier on this...
The space of 2 hours of us coming on this call, which is the latest from all the Messi talk. Harry Kane news now is just way at the back.
It seems like a whole different lifetime ago.
It's about as far away from being a main talking point as he's quite now from London.
Yeah. So at the start of this week...
Florida. I wish I could be out there.
Mate, you know why he's in Florida?
Looks a bit Disney World, doesn't it?
No. Who plays over that side in America?
God, he also likes watching Phil Neville's Inter Miami.
Exactly. Him and Messi up top for Inter Miami.
He's already starting the relationship with Messi ahead of the Man City transfer.
Exactly. So at the start of this week, there was a lot of rumours that came out saying he was meant to have reported back to training, and obviously he missed that. Then he, later on Monday, it might have even been on Tuesday, that he wasn't going to turn up. Then within a span of hours, it was he's going to turn up this weekend or even next week. And then I saw one yesterday from Dean Jones, who's a part of Bleacher Report, saying the club knew that he was never going to turn up on Monday or Tuesday of this week. It was just paper talk that's got that hype up around, and the club knew he was going to return either this weekend or actually into next week. So it's one of them where the media have hyped it up, because obviously a lot of England players returned to club action for pre-season this week at the start of it after the Euros. Obviously England getting to the final, they got a bit of time off after the rest of the players had already been back for a couple of weeks in pre-season. So obviously Spurs is demanding a lot for Kane, but what do you see with his future now?
It's a weird one, isn't it? But how can Man City be allowed to spend potentially 250 million?
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird one. And I have no explanation for it, which is the worst thing.
Yeah, it is quite crazy. I mean, we all know Guardiola likes to spend his money. I mean, I think he spent over 918 million, I think it is now, with the Grealish signing since he took over Manchester City in the summer of 2016 or 15. When did Guardiola take over?
I've no idea. Does it matter? That's an insane amount of money to have spent in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And with potentially getting Harry Kane as well, that would just be absolutely ridiculous.
You have no excuses for not winning the Champions League when you have that.
I mean, they have to win every trophy possible and by a massive landslide.
We're talking invincible season in the Premier League. You win both cups, and then you dominate the Champions League.
Like, they have to do that if they get Harry Kane. But it's one of them where if they don't sign him this summer, it leaves a lot of clubs next summer or even the January window with a prime option. Obviously, Spurs won't sell him in January because you don't sell your best player in that transfer window. But then you think forward to next summer, him being the talking point. You'll have Erling Haaland release clause come into action for 75 million. Mbappe's out of contract next summer as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens if Harry Kane doesn't join Manchester City this summer.
How does Don Fabrizio keep himself sane? I couldn't keep up with all this.
Yeah, and before we go as well, I've just remembered another piece of story. There's talks going on about a potential big three team transfer, which is something uncommon in Chelsea, from Inter Milan. Fees have been talking about today. I've seen 110 million euros they're trying to offer Inter Milan for the Belgian's services, and have offered him 12 million a season to rejoin them. That would then allow Inter Milan to sign Duvan Zapata from Atalanta for 40 million to 50 million euros, and then that would in turn allow Atalanta, who are one of the clubs interested in signing Tammy Abraham again for round about the same fee as just quoted for Zapata.
Football works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I mean, If this was basketball, it'd be easy to do this 3-team transfer, but for some reason, it's just so uncommon in football.
At what point is Lukaku just going to stay at Chelsea? You think he would have learnt after the 155th time that he's signed from?
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, he's obviously would be excellent, and I would love to see him back in the Premier League because he's a great striker, one of the best in Europe, if not the world. But then Timo Werner, surely his time at Chelsea would come to an end.
No, because he's the registered backup now.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
And if he gets handed the number 9 shirt, if Abraham leaves, he's then well and truly cursed.
Yeah, well, it's just weird. Of all the strikers they could have went to, why Lukaku?
Because Dortmund won 175 million.
Just hold out another season. Hope that Werner comes good. And then if it doesn't work out, go all out on Haaland then.
Because I think Maria Granovsky and Roman Abramovich know that they won't get Haaland next summer. Maybe. Because there's obviously Mino Raiola says there's 10 clubs that could actually buy Haaland. I don't think Chelsea would be one of the favourites. I think you realistically next summer got to think Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, and Manchester City. I think they are the realistic 5 teams out of the 10 that could potentially sign him.
Yeah, it's probably others we've got an outside chance, but that's it's just going to be the story of the next summer. I know. I would much rather leave it out there because it's going to be stressful enough.
Right, we'll leave it there. If there's any more updates on Messi's future, Kane's future, the Lukaku transfer situation, we'll get a video up and out about it. And until we are returning next week with our kit tier list and all our stuff in focus for the return of the Premier League, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a post, and follow us on Twitter as well at OffTCPod to keep up to date with all this latest transfer news and stories from around the world of football. And until then, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brett.
See ya.
We'll see you soon.